What's up?
Welcome to State of the Streams, the February edition.
Yeah.
We're live, Harmack and I.
How's
The
it
pillars
going up there, guys?
The pillars of Slash Streams Entertainment.
That's right, holding it up with these fucking pythons right here.
The pillars. The pillars of entertainment.
Pillars of entertainment. Wow, that's self-gratification at its finest. I love it.
It's not.
It's like, I might as well just say we're pillars holding up a pile of shit. Yum.
I had quite the plan of things to talk about this month, and I posted them to Twitter, and now I forgot them. So I'm gonna go read my Twitter posts.
We're gonna do this shit live, folks.
Our tonight's topics for February are going to include this week's game releases, quick elimination chamber thoughts. I can't say that with those two words. I don't know why. And conversations come up in our Discord that we're going to address as well. The DualSense Edge. Should you buy it? More specifically, should Slash buy it? That's me. Should Harmack buy it?
That's
him.
me.
I pointed the right way, right? I'm waiting for the replay. I did. I pointed the right way.
Wow, you got lucky. Stupid inverted crap.
I can point.
It's like that guy over here. I don't know if I pointed that right.
Now, if I can just get around the, if I can just get around the box that I have to deal with, I have my, I broke my, my camera has a camera stand. Or
you broke your stand?
Had a camera stand. So how I do the stream down here is I have a coffee table that is quite large, but it elevates up. Like you can pull it up. Like it's like then it turns into like a TV dinner cart. Like, you know, if you're eating on your couch or whatever, like it comes up to you.
Yeah.
So like
one
get some bits coming in already.
For the bits, my friend. Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. Thank you, bud.
So anyway, so like thank you, Del, for the bits there. 75 bits, the Russo sounder. So anyway, so like I basically I use this table every night while I'm streaming. I prop up my tablet so I can see the chat, and then I have the camera in front of me and my keyboard and all that. So I got up one day and forgot it was pulled out, and I hit it with my knee. Well, if you hit it hard enough, it will retract and slide back down. Oh, no. So it retracted, caught one of the cables that this camera was on, got caught underneath the whole like stand, got caught underneath the table.
This thing is not light.
And it just snapped the stand, and I'm like, oh man! And it not only snapped the stand, but the screw part like of it got lodged into the bottom of the camera. I can't get it out. It's like stuck in there, and I tried getting it out, and then I ended up warping it. So not only did I like completely break it, I
Wow,
I know. I broke it, but then I also I didn't want to replace my camera, so. You're gonna find this rather funny. I find it rather bad, and I would never show this on camera. But like I literally now when you guys came up for Christmas, you brought these tins for cookies.
Yeah.
I have two of the tins stacked up on top of each other, and I put the camera on top of that, and it gets just the right height.
Nice.
For me to actually use it as a stand. Yorkshire gas.
Hey.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, look, my whole lighting thing that I have here, the light itself doesn't have a tall enough stand to get over the monitor. So behind the monitor, I have an Amazon box that it's sitting on, so it can reach over the monitor to shine down. You don't want it shining in your face, you want it kind of coming down at you.
Yep.
And Yeah, it's definitely hillbilly, but fuck it, they win in Rome, man. I mean, it works.
There's a guy that I follow on YouTube. He does like all these like lag testing videos, and all of his videos are very professional. But his production cam that he films on every single week is just like mine, but it's stacked up on top of two 50-pack CDRs.
Yeah, the C920.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a good camera, man.
Yep, I like this camera a lot. I do want a new one eventually, but
yeah, you probably want to go with stay with Logitech though.
Not in the financial cards right now, sadly. I have to,
No. Oh, you'd probably want to go with those like XLR type cameras after this.
Yeah, I would get something a little bit bigger.
Yeah,
and
but
more
they're not cheap,
resolution.
man. You're looking at a couple $100.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are definitely more versatile than this, but I mean, that's a lot of money that.
Yep.
It's kind of one of those things. Look, even though yours kind of is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's doing its job. And trust me, I've seen some streamers out there using some janky ass cameras.
Yep.
That just, oh my god, like I swear they found it at a swap meet or something. Because if you're rocking a camera that when you wave your hand where it goes nice and smooth, that's a good camera. If your hand is doing this,
it's all about that frame per second, man. That's why I got I do 460 frames on my camera.
Well, the camera.
No, actually 30.
It's
30. It's 30.
I was about to say the camera cannot do 60.
Well, you can tell when it's in half though. When it's like doing 15 to 20 frames, because your hand goes like.
Oh yeah. Well, that's where I run their software first. That Logi software. I run that first, so that loads up the drivers for it, and it just keeps it smooth.
I should have done a reboot, and I could tell I needed one because when I did the intro, anytime the clips that play before the stream starts gets all stuttery, it's because my computer's complaining about something. I don't know, whatever codec.
I thought that was shit. I thought that was like part of the thing. Like you were just having issues during that stream.
No, that skipping part was over here. Like normally, it hasn't done it all week, but I haven't rebooted all week. So
I did find out something kind of neat. Now, stop me if I'm wrong on this, but I was watching a YouTube video on a guy talking about how if you just turn your PC off, you don't restart it, you shut down. When you restart it, it clears nothing. So if you were having issues, you might actually be reloading the issues, whereas if you do a restart, it completely wipes the kernel and everything and reloads it. I was kind of stunned by that. I'm like, I kind of makes sense, I guess. But, I mean, I don't know. I that's why I figured, I'll ask you. You're the tech guy. I thought you might know or have heard something like that. I mean, I'd never heard of anything like it, but
say that one more time. I'm trying to grasp what you just said.
Any drivers that are loaded, let's say you're having a sound issue.
Yeah.
And if you shut down your PC, it doesn't wipe the kernel out. So the drivers are supposedly, I guess, still loaded. So when you start it up to decrease boot time, it keeps those stored and just automatically reloads them, like you just put your computer into rest mode.
I would have to fact check this. I don't know how.
That's what I'm doing. Because then he said, but if you want to clear all the drivers and kernel out, so it gets a fresh start, you restart the computer.
That sounds backwards. It sounds like you need to kill power.
That's what I thought too.
That sounds backwards to me. I don't know.
I know. That's what I thought too. Because I for years I'd always thought it was shut it down, you get a complete thing.
This is not a tech show, so do not take that as
No, yeah. Don't take that as gospel.
Do not take that as gospel. I don't know what that means.
I was just wondering. Yeah, I was just wondering if he had heard anything about that. Because to me, it's backwards.
Maybe even like someone like Shale could comment. I doubt Shale even.
I don't know.
Shale's head's probably twisting right now, like hearing that.
I mean, like I said, when I heard it, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, wait, so you mean to tell me that I've been doing it wrong for years? That can't be right.
No,
because it's never a good
idea
to leave your computer running constantly. I mean, that's not good.
I will admit, be like on a couple of my machines, like I have an office machine. I never reboot that thing. and it's been fine. I don't know what using an SSD somehow makes a huge difference on how Windows runs. I mean, other than the speed, obviously the speed, and I don't know, some
Right.
sleep and hibernate just seem to work a lot better on an SSD, but
I've never had on a PC. I've never had good luck with sleep or hibernate. It's something always ends up.
I use sleep all the time. I use sleep down here. Like whenever I am done streaming and I'm logging off for the night, I'll just put it in sleep.
Yeah.
Come back out, and then I'll reboot it usually at the end of the week. But it's crying now. Likely, what's happened is I have a pending Microsoft update that needs to go through, and it involves the video card drivers or something like this. This video card also has weekly updates too, so I don't know. It gets really hammy if you don't.
Mine, like I said, mine is 10 years, 11 years old. NVIDIA is still updating it. I mean, they're still throwing updates at it. You would think they'd give up on it, but no.
TP Poker is here. What's going on? TP Poker says, "Hello, friends. How's everybody doing?"
What's up, TP Poker?
We got Yorkshire Evil is also here. He says, "I agree." Oh no, sorry. Trying to read the window here. I thought that Harmack's hand shaking already does that. Shaky? Well, Skates likes it shaking.
Oh, really?
Wah.
Come on. No. Mine only shakes like that because I haven't had a drink all week.
That might be a problem. I don't know. That might be a problem.
No,
that's a different problem.
Yeah, I don't drink during the week, so.
I drink cool, crisp, relaxing.
Water.
I'm Larry. Larry Laffer.
Great value, purified drinking water. That's what I drink.
That's the drink of kings.
Shayla's gassy. Annie's Larry Laffer. He's hitting all of them, isn't he?
Which
one's next?
I have no idea.
And Dead should be next, right? Dead? Nope, we have WoW coming in.
Wow.
The only one left is Dead. Who's not hitting Dead? I put that there for a reason. And not many people have. I haven't really died that much in Horizon, though.
I died a couple of times, but yeah, you can pretty much live through most of it.
I did a side quest in that game today while I was waiting for my wife to finish dinner, and oh my god, I'm glad I didn't stream this side quest. I sat there lost for about 25 minutes trying to figure out what the hell to do in this one relic area. Remind me never to do a relic tomb on stream rather. That, my god, I just sat there. It's one of these ones that's like, it's a quick level, but it's like a puzzle. You have to like push things around, and it's like Zelda, Yeah. But you have to sit there and figure it out. And I'm like, so I figured it out eventually, but I'm like, I could just see myself sitting there going like this for a minute, like, what do I do with this? And Shale like losing his mind. You're a fucking idiot. Like, So I can't do that stuff on stream because I got that guy back there. No, idiot, push the block. You already did that.
I'm waiting to see what he does when I'm playing Valkyrie Profile.
Shell probably has to replace a keyboard like once a year because he hits that freaking like F key like all the
Yeah, I'll admit when he lived here, he takes care of his PC and keyboard, but.
TP Poker says, "How was your Stock X experience? Isn't it awesome? I like the site. I checked it out. We're gonna talk about all that.
What is that?
We got into a conversation last night.
Okay.
On my stream.
Yeah.
Well, let me back up like a few nights because I think like Monday of this week, or maybe it was last week. I don't remember when this happened, but one of the nights during my stream, Poker comes in and he goes, and I'm paraphrasing here, but I'm going to try to paraphrase in the best way that I can. He goes, "What's up, humps? I'm sitting on this, DualSense Edge sitting in my shopping cart. Like Are any of you guys gonna get it? And Doug Griffith immediately, no, I ain't buying that. I ain't spending $200 on a controller, no. And
I'm just spend $600 on a VR.
I was tired to spend $500 on a VR. I'm gonna go play that tomorrow. By the way, I might do a quick.
Let me know how that goes.
I might be doing a quick Discord or a quick stream or something tomorrow, live from Doug Griffith's house if he'll let me. It all depends on if he'll be okay with it. I may be doing a quick stream of the VR too, so I'll let you guys know. It may just be like a Discord only thing, you know. So be in the Discord and wait for any alerts on that. If Dell lets me do it, it's up to him. But no,
you can't come over and play with my toys.
Well, his kid might be running around or something. He may not want his kid on a stream. You know what I mean? Like, it may be something like that. I don't want to. It's his house, you know.
In the middle of the game, goes to swing his hand, knocks his kid out. Yeah.
Oh shit! I hit him in the eye. Sorry, we're out of time. I gotta go now.
Hell knocks his kid out. He's like, "Wow, this thing's got resistance. It felt real."
I have to cut this. I have to cut this stream so I can go call 911 here real quick. For
kill my kid.
For Dell's kid.
What the hell was that? That's a concussion, Al. Put the damn controller down. You made a horrible error.
My kid will never touch the VR again. Damn you.
Every time he sees those goggles, he starts crying and starts sucking his thumb.
My baby Leroy wants nothing to do with the controller anymore.
You ruined video games for him, Al. I hope you're.
My wife is staring into the room right now. I would never buy a $200 PlayStation 5 controller.
No, you will not.
Yeah, turn the camera towards her. Let's see if she sticks around. I'll bet you she'll run faster than a scalded cat.
I know she heard where I'm going with this story, so she go away. Get out of here. Hell out of here.
No, I'm not gonna buy a $200 freaking controller. I'm gonna buy a $500 VR.
So anyway, so TP Poker asked, is anybody gonna buy the DualSense? I said I've seen rave reviews on it. I'm like a guy that guy used to do Electric Playground on G4. He's got a YouTube channel. I like that guy.
I've seen him. Yeah.
So he does a YouTube channel. He did an unboxing and a teardown, and he like raved about this controller. The only thing he didn't like was the battery life. He's like, in the end of it all, he's like, I really don't play game sessions over like, an hour at a time, sometimes 2. But I guess it's got like a 6-hour battery life, He's like,
that's more than what you need usually.
He's like, when I'm done, I'll just walk over and I'll freaking charge the thing. I'm not going to play for 6 hours. If I do, I'll switch over to the other DualSense, or I don't know, primitive as it is, I'll just plug it in,
Yeah. There are choices you can make.
So he gave it a pretty rave review. So I told Poker, I'm like, yeah, it's getting good reviews everywhere. And despite what Dell says, I just said, I if I had the money, I would buy it. Was my words, So fast forward to last night, or was it last night or 2 nights ago? Poker comes in and says, I got my DualSense Edge and I love it. Best controller ever. Buy this controller immediately. Again, I'm paraphrasing what he said, but go back to my stream. You'll see the whole conversation.
This text was sponsored by PlayStation.
Oh my god. Poker was just raving about this controller, and I'm like, I know, I want it. I want one, And I've also told him how the whole StockX thing came up was because I told him I was looking for the because now I collect DualSense controllers because of Del Griffith buying me a couple for Christmas. Of almost every color I have now. I was saying how I want the God of War special edition one that's out.
Yes.
And it's out of stock. You can never find it. TP Poker found it in stock and then sent it to me, and I'm like,
oh, what the fuck, man! I've been wanting that forever.
It's still in stock. A link is in the Discord, by the way, if anybody else wants it. Oh wait, Shell says he bought that DualSense this afternoon.
Nice.
I want that dual. Oh man, now you guys are horrible. I want that.
I'm
DualSense.
not getting it. I'm not. I don't. I personally don't see the appeal. To me, it looks like your standard PlayStation 5 controller with just like 2 or 3 extra buttons. To me,
Nope.
I
Watch
don't.
a review on it. It's not just 2 or 3 extra buttons.
I've watched the review though, but
they're programmable. It's programmable buttons. They take what do you call it? They take like or they memorize like combinations at a time, like macros. I'm trying to say they take macros.
Okay.
You can program macros into the buttons. You can switch out the analog sticks. Like if one of them decides to have drifting issues.
Yeah.
Instead of having to buy a new $80 DualSense, you just swap the things out.
You just take the whole entire gyro out and put a new one in.
Take the whole mechanism out. Comes with a nice case. I don't know.
Still, it's $200 fucking dollars.
I went to PlayStation Direct earlier. I had one in my cart. I had it right there. And then the wife walked over.
I was about to say, and then you thought about the wife and then having to sleep in the yard.
The wife walked over. Now, keep in mind, my wife just bought an $80 baby shower gift for someone we barely know. And she's about to give me shit for this. So whatever. But because all she's been doing is, you got to save money this year because we're trying to move. You got to save money because we're trying to move. I said, I get it. I haven't bought any. I bought one game. And I used Best Buy gift certificates, and that was that Metroid Prime game. And I'm goddamn glad I did, because you can't find that game anywhere right now. But yeah, so anyways, I go, listen, I said, look at this controller. I said, this is a nice, sweet-looking controller. I said, it's great. And she said, it's a controller. I said, well, you can program the buttons, you can swap out the analog stick. What does that even mean? She looked at me like I was speaking Greek, and I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Put it back.
I said, so you're telling me not to spend $200 on a controller? Yes. Okay.
Yep. Sounds about right.
Close the tab. 2 hours later, I reopened the tab.
Uh-oh. You didn't.
I closed the tab.
I was about to say. I was like, look, man, I don't want to see you in divorce court.
Well, I go. Listen, I felt like I was like working for Klarna or PayPal or whatever, but I'm like, listen, I can divide it over 4 easy 0% APR installments of $50. Isn't that great? If you don't have the $200 saved in your own wallet to buy it now, you're not buying it. Well, she didn't say it like that. She said, if you don't have the $200 saved, then you probably shouldn't buy it.
I'll bet you money you brought up that damn wedding shower gift.
Oh, that was my next line. I'm like, well, you just spent $80 because I had to pay my Amazon card.
Right.
So she sent me the money for it, but I'm like, where did you get the $80 from? Out of my checking? I'm like, you didn't take it out of your savings? No.
I smell bullshit.
Let me read the chat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shale again bought that special edition DualSense, the
Nice.
God of War one that I also do want.
That is really sweet.
I'm considering buying that. I don't care. It's $80 is a much better pill to swallow than $200.
True.
But
I mean, hey.
it's gonna sit in a box in the room somewhere. Like it won't get used. It's like my 50 million PS4 controller that's upstairs in a crawl space.
My 2 favorites that I don't have yet are the God of War Ragnarok one and the Army Camouflage one.
There's also a Hogwarts one, or whatever that Hogwash or whatever.
For Hogwarts Legacy?
Yeah, whatever that's from.
That game looks cool. I've been watching some YouTube videos on that.
I don't like Harry Potter. I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I don't want to know anything about Harry Potter, but that controller looks
really good.
Looks fucking sweet.
Yeah.
And I would not
really
mind that
too.
Controller. It's like a black controller, but it's got like gold lace like drawn on it. It's really nice looking.
Yeah.
It's really slick.
Yeah, almost like an old school book. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the controller looks good. I can say that. But yeah, that's
The game is good too. I mean, but you have to be a Harry Potter fan. I am, so I mean that.
Hey, if you're a Harry Potter
I
fan,
have,
power to you. It's just not for me.
I'm not a big fan of J.K. Rowling, but I mean I don't mind the stories. You know, she's kind of a idiot, but you know that being besides the point.
Political
the stories
alert.
are good.
Political alert.
No. I'm just saying I don't agree with the shit she says. I'm just leaving it there. But I'll have to say though is that the games, that new Hogwarts Legacy, it's really good. I mean,
I didn't know you even bought it.
I didn't. I've been watching because I've been debating on whether getting it or not.
We're also off track here now. I need to get back to my story.
Oh yeah, back to the controller that your wife wouldn't let you get. Go.
Oh, well, I mean, there's really nothing more to it. Like, it's just the conversation was just done after that. Like, I don't know. It's still sitting in my PS Direct cart, but
yeah, just hold on. They're not going anywhere. I mean,
no. If you put a gun to my head right now and said you're gonna buy a controller, it would be the God of War controller. Only because I know I can collect that and put that up somewhere, and that would be the only argument I could take back to my wife and go, this thing's gonna be worth something in about 5 years. I'm like, here's the track record. The PS4 20th anniversary controller right now is going for $250, according to my sources, by the way, are Del Griffith and TP Poker last night, eBay historians. I'm just letting you know if those prices are wrong. If those prices are wrong, it's on them, because that's what they told me last night.
Kick them in the nuts.
The 250th edition is going for, I believe, like $200 to $250, and then the 50 millionth one right now is going for like $135 to $150, I think is what he said. So at least they're going to be worth something someday where I can turn around and sell it. And that's only like 5 years after this thing came out. Imagine, 35 years when right now some unopened NES games are going for, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, we may live in a totally different generation. And with my luck, we may live in a totally different generation in another 35 years from now when I'm trying to sell off all this shit.
Controllers. That's like using a baby's toy.
Yeah. What is
you got to use your hands.
What is this primitive garbage?
Use your hands. No, you use your mind now, man.
Poker says you can also switch up to 4 configurations that are stored in the controller mid-game with the flick of a button on the DualSense Edge.
That is pretty cool.
That's not a feature you would use. You're pretty set in your ways.
No. I'm kind of old school. I've never been good with macros and shit like that. I know how they work, but I've never played a game where I really
He's
had
not
to
good
use
with macros, folks, but he's really good with macaroni and cheese. That guy can put him away, right? Fat joke alert.
Fat joke number 1 of the night. But I'm not gonna lie, I'd tear
You're
that shit
up.
Put some fucking hot dogs in it, and I'm just an oinker.
You're fat. Yeah. Look at the fat guy.
That's right. That's right. Look at me. It's always tell like people that sometimes they'll pop in the chat room. Oh, look at that. That was
what I was referring to. Harmack was. Yes.
I know. Oh,
you're a quick one, buddy.
No. But I was going to say, had I thought of it sooner, but they always seem to catch me when I'm in the middle of doing something. Had I thought about it for a second, I'd be like, yeah, look at the fat guy, because your wife sure fuck was last night. Oh!
Ouch.
Hey, we're going to go...
Burn.
Yeah, that's right. Need some ointment for that burn. Yeah.
Shell says, $80 for a baby shower gift? Remind me to invite her to my birthday party.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Hell, Joker says, hell, that baby just got a controller for $80.
It's baby pink or blue, depending.
Oh, man. Or Yorkshire says, or spending $200 on a shoe that will only be used once. Thank you, Yorkshire.
Yes.
She does buy fucking shoes all the time. I've
brought that argument. Me and your wife have had that argument.
She's got a closet. Like, I have games on the shelf over here. She's got shoes on a rack upstairs. It's horrible.
But there's something to be said that when you bring that shit up to a woman, they get all defensive because they know you got them, and they know that they don't have a leg to stand on. So then they flip the script on you, and now you're an uncaring asshole, and you don't understand, and blah blah blah. And it's funny because like
I should have used that argument earlier today, because I could have said, because the other thing she'll do is she'll go and buy a shirt that costs like $40-50 or whatever, or an outfit, you know, that she'll need to go to an event or something, and she'll wear the outfit one time and you never see the damn thing again. At least with a controller, I got a controller right here. I got one right here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I jerked up my
no,
camera.
No, it's still working.
Oh. Yeah, like froze up for some reason. I don't know what happened.
Oh. But yeah, no.
It couldn't like process all the red glory of this beautiful DualSense controller. It couldn't process it.
It was blinded by its glory.
Yes.
No, but I remember having this argument with your wife a while back about how, you know, I don't understand why he pays so much for video games. And I said, well, you know, you pay a lot for shoes that you only wear once. He's like, Harmack, that's completely different. I'm like, explain to me how.
She's come a long way on some of these games. Like, she knows I collect.
No. Well, yeah, no, I'm talking about this is years ago. But I'm just saying, though, that I remember I've tried to explain to her, I'm like, you buy a pair of shoes that might be $100, $150. You wear them one time, and then they sit up in the closet for that mysterious day that you'll need them again. He's paying for a game or two that he will play. He will
10 years from now.
And then eventually come back.
10 years from now.
And then he'll come back and play it again.
Yeah.
So he gets his money worth out of them.
I have unopened PS2 games still to get through.
You're not helping your case, Al.
I know.
So I literally said, I'm like, so what is the difference of him buying $150 worth of games as opposed to you buying $150 worth of shoes? You know, and she's like, no, you just don't understand.
You're just not gonna. You're not gonna win that argument.
It's not. Yeah, it's
not worth it.
I had the same argument with my friend Bill's wife, who, oh my God, this woman had. Oh my God, she had a closet full of shoes, and then on top of that, had like 3 big boxes full of shoes. And I just called her a hoarder, and she's like, no, these shoes are sentimental. They mean something. Like, they're collecting dust.
Unless they're Kobe Bryant, like, rookie
shoes
shoes that he wore, like, his first game. Those are sentimental shoes that you'd want to own. A pair of shoes from fucking Marshalls is not sentimental shoes.
But I wore them to my best friend's wedding, and they mean something. No, they're just shoes.
I'd hate to see what she did with the underwear she wore to that wedding.
That reminds me. There's a comedian that said, you know how, like, he goes, my wife one time went out and bought this negligee from Victoria's Secret, and you know so I come in the door, and there she is. She's pretty much naked in this thing, and she's like, huh?
Oh,
And the first thing I asked her was, how much did that cost? And she's like, honey, hey, you know, she's like, how much did that cost? You know, and he looks at the receipt. It's like you know, fucking $300. He's like, take it back, but honey. And he's like, oh, you know what? What if I pull up in a car, but I'm butt naked, honey? Like, what the hell? It's the same thing. I just don't think people see it. Girls see it as, I don't even know what they see it as, but they see whatever we do is stupid. You know, I don't know. I just always found that funny. Just the hypocrisy kills me. You know.
I'm gonna read. Let me read the rest of these here, because now we're behind on the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna get yelled at. Shell's offering me a loan. If you need a loan, I have low interest payments here at the Bank of Zorlander.
It's right next to Green Guts.
Let's see. I'm trying. I don't know what they did to my window here, but it's so fucking screwy. Hang on here. Spending a $200 on a shoe that will only be used once. That's what Evil said. And then Poker says, "Get both. You deserve it. Get both." You're talking about the God of War controller and the DualSense Edge? Yeah.
Oh well, I think TP Poker's got an extra room in his house for you, Al.
Okay. He probably has a really nice house. I'm coming to stay there. So
Yeah, guess what, buddy? Since you told me to do this, guess who's rooming with you? Hey, roomie.
Poker says $200 on a shoe these days is a bargain.
He's kind of got a point.
Del Griffith says, "Shale the loan shark will kill you." Poker says, my uncle Port J.K. Rowling. I think I've heard this story. Didn't he say this one time? It was in the chat or something. Poker, he was talking about how his uncle nailed J.K. Rowling, that author.
I can see it. But for some reason, all of a sudden, I'm thinking of the bank is Orlander. If you don't pay him on time, you wake up with a dead horse's head in your bed or something.
TP Poker says, "Just get it. You deserve it, pal." Del Griffith says, "Don't worry, Slash. By tomorrow, she'll be wanting to buy you a VR too."
No,
yeah,
she won't.
I'm interested to see her reaction to that, because every time she has her mom and her mom's fiance come over, it's, you got to get the VR hooked up. You got to get the VR hooked up. Or, you know, she wants to, like, show off that VR once. I would not be surprised if she does want me to get a VR too, but I'm going to tell her, look, you can get it from me for Christmas, because...
Yeah.
You know,
it may come down in price by Christmas.
well, my fear is that you can't find it by Christmas, because...
It's not like they're going to stop making them. You know, I don't know.
The very fact right now that it's easier to find a VR2 than a copy of Metroid Prime for Switch, a 20-year-old game, 22-year-old game, that just got a remaster with a limited physical release, is harder to find than a VR2. I cannot put my head around that.
That's because they're not releasing the VR in a critical limited release. You got a lot of. You think you're the only collector? There's a bunch of collectors jumping at that because they know they're limited.
I heard that there's some report out there saying a bunch of scalpers got them. There's a ton of them all over eBay.
Of course they're gonna do it.
Going for $99 for a $39 game.
Yeah, I think doing that shit should be illegal. But yeah, whatever.
I gotta read this one in my greatest Danny DeVito snake voice. Again, do you need a loan? That's what Shale says.
You need a loan? I can help you out.
What are you buying?
What you buying? What? No, you gotta get that like grass. What you buying? Come here. I got the best prices for you.
Shale says,
hopefully nothing but a finger.
Hopefully the mind-based controller will never come out, because Harmack will have to give up gaming. Ooh.
The what?
Hopefully the mind-based controller will never come out. Harmack will have to give up gaming.
How do you know? I might end up being a god at games then.
Poker says, if there's a mind-based controller, LOV Eric is going to jail.
Oh man, there's so much truth in that.
Del Griffith says Harmack something was back in 2015. I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe he can refresh us.
What?
Harmack replied something to what you said earlier. Harmack, that was back in 2015. Do you have any idea? Let me scroll to the end. I don't know.
I'm not sure. It was probably something from 2015, whatever he's talking about. I wouldn't be surprised.
There's so much of the chat built up here. Good old DM is here. I'm finally acknowledging the champ. Good old DM won the SSWF championship on Monday. He's saying
he's
champ
just like
is
the
here.
winner. He always wins.
He had a terrible season 2. He had a terrible season 2.
Unbelievable.
Poker says, when I order sneakers and clothes, I have to lie to my wife about how much it costs. I pull that card sometimes, like, a game, like last year when I had a bunch of games showing up. How much was that game? I got it for 20.
Don't look at the card. Don't look at the card. Don't look at the card. $70.
No, dude, I rarely pay 70 for a game.
I don't think I've done it yet.
I paid $70 for a game one time. I bought that Last of Us remake. It was the only time I shouldn't have done that, but it was the
I
only
didn't buy
time
that. I used my backed up PlayStation cards.
I wanted it because I wanted to try to go through it before the show started, and then I'm not. I just passed the part with Bill, so I'm.
Wow, you got a ways to go.
I got a ways to
Jesus.
go. Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah. I play it on Sundays, so I have my head ready for Last of Us the show.
Which I admit is damn good.
We'll talk about that. Shell says women have closets full of shoes. Skates have closets full of peaches.
Oh, that's gross.
Good old Dion says,
gross.
so what we have learned here is that Harmack likes to argue with everybody's wife.
I just like to argue with hypocrisy. It's fun. That's just, my family's always done that. So
Poker,
it's just a habit.
Poker thinks he has a shopping problem. That's what he's learned.
There you go.
Scales just mysteriously showed up in the chat. Scales175 is here.
What's up, Mr. PS5 himself?
Shale pinned something to the chat. Slash becomes Poker's new LOV Eric.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's when I move there after my wife gets all... My wife finds out I bought the $200 controller. Poker says, don't worry about money. It comes and goes. Enjoy life. Buy what you want. Well, if that's the case... There's a 85-inch TV QLED that I saw at Best Buy a few weeks ago for $4,500. Let's just go charge that right now. What could possibly go wrong?
I got a 75-inch QLED. That's a nice TV.
Dude, I wanted to buy they had a TCL 55-inch that I wanted to replace my living room TV with. And it was $250 on Amazon for 30 minutes the other day, and I had it in the cart. And I go, listen, we could buy this, have a brand new living room TV, and then have a brand new bedroom TV. And then she looked at me and she said, but do we really need it? And I was like, God.
That meant no.
Do we really need it?
Damn it.
I have a 65-inch Sony Now down here. I'm looking at it right now. But I think it was only $250, and that again is like $50 over what I would spend on the DualSense. But
yeah.
But at the same time, I do eventually want to get a different TV down here. I'm waiting for 8Ks to come down, even though nothing supports it right now. But back when I bought this TV, there was no consoles that had 4K either. So, you know.
True, but it's going to be many, many years before 8K comes out. I mean, like, you're right. Not even like regular TV does 8K. Hell, they barely do.
TV doesn't do 4K. I mean, there's some channels that do. No, not really.
Some do.
The Super Bowl broadcasted in 4K, but you had to use the Fox app. They're working on technology now to get antenna to be 4K, but they're saying that won't be ready until like 2027. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Well, we'll be on fucking 8K by 2027. Like, come on, like, why are they so behind?
Well, even if you think about it, even a lot of the streaming services don't do 4K. I mean, well, some do, but you usually have to pay extra for it, and you know, it's I don't know, like I don't know. I mean, imagine that's a lot of bandwidth coming through on 8K. They're going to have to redo the infrastructure just a bit for that, I think.
I showed my wife that 8K TV I was talking about, the one for $4,500 or whatever, the QLED. I was showing her that in Best Buy, and I'm like, "Look at this!" I'm like, "That's a beautiful screen." She goes, "Yeah, that is nice."
Thank you.
Shale 101x100. Here's to get you started for your controller.
Thank you, Shale, for the 100 bits. He says, "Here's to get you started for the controller." Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nice.
No, I showed it to her. I'm like, yeah, this is an 8K TV, and it had like an 8K demo playing. Like it looked amazing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She's like, what? She's like, what? How do you get 8K on the TV? I'm like, this demo. I'm like, that's the only thing you're gonna
that's about
find
it.
that's gonna be an 8K on this TV right now, because there ain't gonna be no streaming apps gonna support it. I don't have any 8K files on my web server or my Plex server that have any. I don't think my computer can even play an 8K file, to be quite honest with you. But
no, I don't think it can.
Yeah, so she's like, and she gave me so why do you want this TV again? I'm like, I'm future proofing.
Stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah. I'm future proofing. Just like I didn't need 4K when I got this one,
Yeah, I always liked Samsung's TVs. They're brighter. They're very bright. And for someone like me with my eyesight, that's fucking awesome for me.
I'm gonna stay with the Sony ones. I just hope the next one doesn't run Android, because
it will.
Android bogs the shit down out of this TV. Like, it's horrible.
Because it's Android.
Whatever. It doesn't even get any updates anymore either. They killed the updates on it about 2 years ago. So my TV has yet to get an update for.
I think that's why I like Samsung's. They have their own proprietary, their Tizen, and they update it constantly. Oh.
I have 2 people in the chat saying Sony's the best.
It is. You know what? I will admit, because they do the actual, what do they call it? The OLED? Yeah, it's definitely better at black. I'll give it that. Yeah.
I played.
There's truth to that.
I've been playing Horizon during my streams, and it's on the stream. It's going out in 720.
Thank you.
Shale 101X100.
Hang on.
Sony sucks. PC Master Race.
Sony sucks. PC Master Race. That's what he said.
Nice.
Harmack can't hear the bits, so I have to read them to him, and he can't see the chat anyway.
No.
Now I forgot what I was gonna say. God damn it.
You were talking about you were streaming Horizon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So when I'm streaming Horizon, like on the stream that goes out, it goes out in 720, but on my screen it's in 4K HDR, and it looks
right.
Fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I mean the only yeah, I mean I like OLED. The only problem is it's not bright enough for me. The QLEDs are nice, but the only problem is you do get a little. I mean, they try to do the backlight to work with it as best they can, but you do get some bleed through. But really, it's not a deal killer, and it works really well. So I can't complain.
My parents ended up getting a Samsung Tizen, like the one, not like the same one you have, but they.
Yeah, but they all run the same software. So.
I mean, this is not like a I'm so used to bagging on Samsung because I hate the Galaxy phones.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
But so my one problem with their TV, and it gets me every single time. I don't know. I think it's a me thing though. I don't know if it's a TV thing. But when you're pulling up the menu, like if you want to switch apps on the TV, like say you're watching something, you push the little menu button, it scrolls the apps across the bottom, like the ones you're watching the most, and you're supposed to scroll over and just pick it, right?
Yeah.
Their enter button.
Thank you.
Shale 101X25. Boring.
Boring yourself. I'm gonna limit the thing to 100 bits, buddy. No, but the cancel button on the remote is bigger than the OK button, so I constantly am hitting the cancel button because I'm not looking at what I'm pushing on the remote.
Oh.
So I'm always hitting the bigger button, so I'm keep hitting cancel, and I'm like, fuck, and I have to pull the menu back up again.
Yeah, it's more just
like... Thank you for the bits, though, Shale, even though you're a dumbass. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shale 101X25. How much more till we get a damn toast?
A damn toast? Are you having a stroke? What are we toasting? What are we toasting to? Are you saying I'm having a stroke because I forgot something? TP Poker says, before I bought my Bose surround system, I had a Sony one. When you plug the PS4 into the Sony receiver, it automatically optimizes the sound for gaming. Mine does that, and I found out that the PS5, I have to go through this, but the PS5 recognized my receiver as well, and it's offering to do some sort of 3D speaker setup. But I have to go through something on my, not on, now when I initially set my speakers up, I did it on the receiver. But this app wants me to do it on the PS5, and it's supposed to do some like thing like it does with the headphones, where it's like some 3D sound.
Yeah, it'll listen.
Yeah.
It'll have you sit in different parts of the room.
I don't know if like Dell went through that, because I know Dell's got a receiver that's kind of like mine. I don't know if Dell actually did that or not, if it's worth it.
Yeah, mine. Unfortunately, I have a Bose surround system too, but it's old. It's the lifestyle. I think it's called the Lifestyle 300. I mean, this thing is old. It doesn't even have HDMI inputs on it. I mean, it's old.
Oh, wait a minute. So Shale says we used to cheer 100 and we did a toast.
Thank you.
Oh,
Shale 101x50. At least do a damn toast.
Like,
FFS.
Are you talking about beer? I don't have any beer with me right now, dude. I could go get one, I guess, but that would require Harmack to go get one. I'll cheers you my great value purified drinking water. I can do that.
If you guys are willing to cheer the next time we do our talk, I'll bring a beer. I have no problem with that. None at all. But man,
what are we at 300 right now? I think if he gets it up, if you get it up to 500, I'll go get a beer right now. And I'll make Harmack go get a beer right now.
No, you won't.
You get that up to 500. Just give it a toast. All right, I'll give it a toast.
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Shale 101x200.
Toast.
He got it up to 500 on purpose.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Hang
Yeah, I know you
on.
did.
All right, hang on. I'm gonna get some surprise out of here.
Oh God, he doesn't have anything in his fridge for beer. This is gonna be nasty. Oh, it's gonna be something he hates, guys. I can tell you right now. Remember when he drank the beer that tasted also
when
like
are you
peppermint?
going to buy a dual edge?
Remember the look on his face? This is gonna be that. Oh God. Oh, and Dell is redeemed to ask a question. Unfortunately, I didn't see what it was. Sorry, Dell. You might be able to see it when he gets back. It's not showing up on my end. I only caught it for a second. Sorry, man. He's still rummaging for beer. Look what you did to him, Shale. Damn.
Wow.
All right, I got a big surprise for you.
Oh, God.
I got a big surprise for you.
Oh, what
Hang
is
on.
it?
What's the question?
Harmack is
Yeah,
the
Del
P-Master.
redeemed
I
the
know he
question.
can't see this.
Yeah, he can't see that, Shale. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, so because Shale nicely did 500 bits, and this is kind of a joke, something happened last weekend. We have all these funny jokes about skates and that Tito's talk he gave a while back.
Oh, God.
Well, after last weekend, I've seemingly inherited a bottle of Tito's. So I will pour that.
When are you going to buy a dual edge?
Oh, man.
I'm not pouring it yet. There we go. I just poured a little bit. I can't really get this on camera like easily. You just have to. You'll just have to
Trust
believe
me,
me
I'm
that
pouring it.
Yeah. There. So I have a glass of cranberry or a cup of cranberry, I should say. And I poured a shot of Tito's into it. So there you go. Cheers.
Oh, God. Oh,
That's good shit.
damn.
Yeah, LOV Eric graced us with his presence last week. He came, so I'm gonna turn that shit off.
Where is your dual sense edge?
I'm gonna turn it off. Don't abuse the questions. I'll turn them off. No, so LOV Eric graced us with his presence last week, and he came down for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and he bought cider or some sort of like blackberry cider, and he He's like, I heard if you mix Tito's with it, it's a really good drink. I said, okay, I'll try it. So I had like maybe 4 of them, and I was feeling pretty good. All of a sudden, you see Elevator, like, or actually, let me set this back. So our friend RTP, who's been in here before, poured him a drink. Dude, this thing was half Tito's, and then half half Tito's, half cider. I saw him drink this thing, and I go, this is not going to be good.
Never drink a drink RTP makes.
This is not going to turn out good. So all of a sudden, I knew Eric was drunk because his eye, we were talking about something, and his eyes just bug-eyed. He was like this.
Oh,
and
he's glazed.
And he starts getting like all mouthy about something though. Like, we think we talked about it before about the whole camera thing.
Yeah.
If you don't know, you don't know. I'm not going to get back into it, but he was like, I don't understand why there's got to be a camera in there. And I'm like, dude, because it's my house and that's where I put it.
Don't like it? You can leave.
Don't like it? Sorry. And he's like, I don't understand why. And I'm like, dude. And he's like, oh, I don't feel well. And then he disappears. It's like, I go up to check on him. He's like hunched over his bed. Like, he's like, oh, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm like, rather than throw up on my floor, why don't we take you into the bathroom? So I threw him in the bathroom and shut the door. What happened to him after that? I don't know. I guess he's okay.
Well, he was up and around, yeah. That was the drunkest I ever got before I learned not to drink RTP drinks. That was that bowling down the hallway night because I was drinking his drinks.
They're telling you get a drink, Harmack. I have 2 people.
That's cool.
Get a drink.
That's cool.
He must have puked his ball. He puked multiple times. I was
had
told.
To have. Mm-mm.
So then the next day he comes down and he gives me that. He walks up and he hands me this bottle and he goes here. He's like, you just inherited this for the bar. I go, okay. And I go, you know what happened to you, right? And I'm like, you had a Tito's talk. And he's like, Skates wasn't lying, man. He's like, that shit is brutal.
You also drank an RTP version of that drink.
I don't know. It's funny. Like, I don't know if it's like just a vodka thing, but I get if I have like really good vodka, I get super chill. Like if I have like like Grey Goose, for example, like I'll sit there like, you might as well give me a cigar and a pair of glasses. I'll just sit there and go like this all night. You know.
I can see him sitting there, cigar, glasses, fucking leather chair.
Yep. Super chill. I love vodka. Grey Goose is great. Thank you. This Tito stuff ain't bad though either. I can't even taste it. I poured it in there, but I cannot taste it. I'll probably get animated. Maybe I'll have a Tito's talk. Who knows?
Oh boy. Oh man, a Tito's talk.
You get me up to 1,000 bits, I'll double shot that bitch right now.
Oh, don't do it.
Del Griffith, I cannot use the Scales WTF cam because Scales is in the chat. He's not streaming. If you really want me to pull up an empty channel, I can do that. They always ask for the Scales cam, and I'm like, he's not streaming. Oh,
Thank
God.
you.
Well, it's supposed to read it. Oh, you know what? He had a swear in there. That's why.
No.
You can't swear. It won't read it, dude. He donated 500 bits. We're up to 1,000 bits. Okay, fine, whatever.
Oh God.
Whatever. Here, you know what? You can even see it. I don't care.
We're gonna watch Al throw up on stream.
Oh no, it ain't gonna be like that. There. You should have been able to hear that. It was right next to the mic.
Oh, man.
That's it. I'm not doing it anymore after that. If you donate any bits after this, you're wasting your money. Well, you're not wasting your money, but you know what I mean.
Just learn when to say when, man.
Now that one I can take. Holy moly!
Smooth.
now that one. Yeah, that one burned. that one burned a bit. But I appreciate the
Oh,
bits.
man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Shit.
Someday I'd like to have a drink with good old Shale again. We drank back in the day a couple times. It was good times. Good old times with Brother Overfister.
Brother Overfister? What?
No, I'm kidding.
OMN, one slab. Thank you for the bits, my
Oh,
friend.
Griffith.
Thank you very much, my friend. Much appreciated. Thank you, bud.
Del Griffith hitting that Vince Russo sounder for 75 bits. Thank you.
God.
Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Scales owes Dell for bits. He does? Picked up a bottle of Cherry Vanilla Limited Editions Morgan Rum. Is it any good?
Never heard of it.
What else do you want to talk about here?
No,
all right, you know what? No, you know, we gotta talk.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Elimination Chamber
Yeah.
real quick. We don't do predictions or anything on this show. We've been down that road. We've
No.
already done that. Not going back.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts? Did you like Elimination Chamber was last Saturday? What did you think, buddy?
Personally, I thought it was damn good. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Even the women's version of it was good. I mean, there was some fucking in that chamber. I mean, watching some of the. I mean, now granted, I still remember in the day before I was trying to tell this to Jackie. Didn't they at one point in time when the chamber first came around? On the outside of the ring, it was just the metal grate, wasn't it? They didn't have the padding, didn't they?
The padding got introduced a few years back. It
was
a metal.
Before then, it was metal. Yeah,
It was a metal grate, but someone got concussed, I believe, on it,
Yeah.
and so they had to pad it because it was a lot.
But
I think Orton or somebody got a concussion or something.
Yeah, I know somebody did, and I remember them putting but watching that. I forgot who the hell it was. They were up on top of one of the pods, and he does the whole with the leg thing and throws him down onto that fucking onto that steel apron there. I was just like, damn.
It was Johnny Gargano and somebody.
Yeah,
that was up there.
Gargano smacked his head on that pod though. You
Yeah.
saw that. I mean, he was hurting but it was a cool fucking move though. But like I said, the women's match was really good. I mean, there were some bumps being taken in there. I mean, those women can fucking Jesus Christ. I wouldn't want to meet any of them in a dark alley. But then again, if I'm with TB Poker, maybe I would.
I think you would want to, yeah, unless it's Nia Jax, and then
Yeah.
TB Poker is definitely in the dark alley.
I'll wait out here, bro. Tell me how it went. But no, I thought it was really good. I thought and the whole Sami Zayn thing, I thought that was really good. That was a great ending.
That was compared. The comparison I read on Twitter was that it was the closest crowd reaction. The closest thing to it was Hogan Rock 2002, and I believe it. I believe it.
I do too. They were insane.
Not seen a standoff like that since then, where people had just stood in the ring, staring down for 2 minutes, and then the crowd literally just
They wouldn't stop. I mean, it was just they were
split chants of "fuck you, Roman" and Sammy.
Oh man,
like it was split. They were all for Sammy, but half the arena was "f-ing Roman," the other half was chanting for Sammy. Like I mean, like it was
intense.
It was nuts.
And I mean, I thought the ending was pretty damn good too. I thought that was neat. Because I honestly did call it. I was like, I don't think they're gonna put the belt on Sammy, and the reason I thought that is, well, you've got Cody Rhodes going after it. Putting Cody Rhodes against Sammy is not a good idea. You know, you want to put Cody against Roman would be a better bet. So then you have someone to cheer for. Because if you don't, everyone's going to be divided. You know, I mean, and that's just that you got two baby faces going against each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. So I mean, I saw that coming, but I mean, who knows down the line? I mean, what I think is going to happen is Sammy and Kevin will get together and take on the Usos for their belts.
I was hoping
Even
that
though-
would be not so cookie cutter, but it.
No,
I mean,
but
that's
they're
the
not doing a cookie cutter.
It's the logical. I know, but cookie cutter is what everybody. I mean, and like what everybody expected.
Well, I mean,
I was hoping
it's the
for
most logical.
I was
way to
hoping
go.
for a twist where there would be some. Because we called this. God, probably the last time we talked. I think we called this back Royal Rumble time.
Yeah.
That they were going to go for the tag belts at Mania, and what I wish what could have happened was something where either Sammy would have won it, which probably in the long run wouldn't have worked very well. To be quite honest, now that we're looking back and not on the rose tinted glasses,
Yeah.
probably would not have been the greatest thing. I would have liked it, but yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I would have liked a little bit of a twist, like where they've been going with this promo work between Sammy and Cody. Like, could Sammy get in the main event as a triple threat, and then Sammy win? But no, we got to tell the predetermined Cody Rhodes story. That's my only.
But I do like how they're working that one too, especially on last Monday's Raw with Paul Heyman talking the shit he was. That was pretty damn good.
It's all been good. It's all been good. Yeah. I mean,
it's the storytelling as of late has been very good. I mean, and the whole. I mean, everyone was and the twist they did throw in was everyone was expecting Kevin and myself too. I thought it was going to happen this way. That Kevin's going to come out and say, you know what? Yeah, they fucked with both of us. We're going to team up.
It's going to go that way. You know that, right? It's going to go that way.
But right now, the whole crowd, especially in Canada, was expecting it to happen, and it didn't. They were stunned. They were just like, wait, what? You're not, what do you mean you're still going to do it on your own?
Nah, they got to build that up.
You're still dead to him. And
they've got 6 weeks to build this up. I wouldn't be surprised if that match doesn't get finalized the night before. Like that SmackDown before. Kevin Owens finally comes out and he goes, you know what? Let's do this. Fine. And then finally the match is on or whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this gets put off as much as possible so they can do another will they, won't they,
I think that's got a lot of potential. I think that and right now I'm finding myself lately freaking hooked. I mean, it's
been good. Yeah.
I haven't seen storytelling this good in close to 20 years.
It's been good.
I mean, it's definitely that's one thing. That's why the crowd was so rabid. This story has been going for 9 fucking months. I mean, because think about it. What was Sammy before he tried to become Uzi? He was that conspiracy theorist guy that no one liked. He was doing that whole, this person's out to get you, and this is a fake, and it wasn't working. And then he did this whole thing, and oh my God, I mean, it catapulted his ass.
Well, he was doing that feud with Johnny Knoxville this time last year, remember?
Oh my God, and that was so stupid. I mean, it was funny, don't get me wrong, but it was still a freaking squash match. I mean, it wasn't, everyone knew Knoxville was going to win. But I mean, this match, even I found myself going, well, I mean, they won't put the belt on him, or will they? But I mean, the match was so good.
You got to look at it this way. This is the best way I can explain why this was good, because you could go into this going, there's no way Roman's going to lose. This is predictable. There's no way. But in the back of your mind, everyone that I've talked to that said that, everyone here in this chat that had an opinion, every person has that one thing in the back of their mind, but what if?
Yeah.
If this would have been last year, everybody would have been like, no, this is what's going to happen. There's no what if. Vince has got a boner for Roman. This is what it's going to be. But everyone in the back of everyone's mind, it was, but what if?
No, but see, that's the difference between a Triple H version and a Vince version. Vince's would have been done about 8 months ago.
We were all pretty psyched. We were all pretty like, yeah.
Oh, I was.
There's no way Roman's going to drop. But what if?
But you know what they did? But the one thing that helped out, the one thing is that Roman didn't win cleanly, which meant that he had to cheat to win, which meant Sammy's still a threat. and it took Roman by surprise. You know, I mean, because think about it, when the whole match started, Roman was laughing like, "Are you fucking kidding me with this guy?" You know, and by the end of the match, Roman was in trouble. I mean, and if the refs didn't get knocked out and fucking Chair wasn't involved and the Usos didn't get involved, you know, I mean, it could have been a different story. But I like the way they played it. So Sammy didn't lose by, you know, just losing. He got basically beaten up by everyone else and then lost. You know, so I mean, really, when you think about it, it was a victory that, number one, still keeps Sammy up here and even makes Roman even more heat. You know, I mean, so if anything, it helps both of them at the same time. You know, I mean, because think about it. Sammy didn't lose any credibility by losing because he didn't lose fairly. You know, and Roman got more heat because he cheated and beat Sammy in his home state, or in his home country. So I can see, you know, that's what, and Kevin Owens being as hot as he is, putting those two together is a good idea, but you know, I don't know. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I don't know. They may still keep the belts on the Usos. I don't know. I have no idea what they're going to do with it. It'd be nice to see them put it on Sammy and Kevin, but
I have a prediction.
Uh-oh. Al's got a prediction.
This is a very early, I hate doing predictions because this is very years ago-ish. I don't want to.
A very taquitos prediction.
It's a very escapish prediction. I don't want to go there, but I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that. Think about where they're at. They're going to be in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
Now, even if this next part doesn't happen, this still could happen.
Yeah.
They put The Rock in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We're in Hollywood, right? They put The Rock in the Hall of Fame. Now, The Rock's going to be there. Either way, The Rock could be there. So whether or not he goes in the Hall of Fame, whatever. You know, Rock's going to probably still be there. The Rock costs Roman the main event with help of Sammy. Or Sammy gets The Rock involved to cost Roman that title to Cody. And that sets up WrestleMania 40's main event of The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
See, now, I was thinking that too, and I thought this almost at the time when Roman became, you know, head of the table. Well, in actuality, The Rock should be head of the table because he's the eldest. And The Rock can literally come and go, "You think you're the head of the table? I've been the head of the table before you even had your opportunities here, son." You know, I mean, they could go down that route. That would be really fucking cool. I could see that. And I mean that, because I mean they're both part of the same family.
You'll have to wrap this up, Harmack, because Shale is bored. And apparently
it's not my fault.
Doesn't
He's
think
a
I
nerd
said Hall correctly. I said Hall. I didn't say Hole of Fame.
Hole of Fame? What the hell is a Hole of Fame?
Take a Q-tip to your ears, sir.
All right, Shale's bored. So what should we talk about now that Shale's bored?
What else do we have? Let me go to my Twitter post because that's where I plan the stream. All right, so we did elimination.
That one part in the Elimination Chamber, though. I'm sorry. One more thing, Shale. I know you're bored, but that one thing where that dude was hanging like Spider-Man at the top of that fucking thing was.
That was Montez Ford, man. That was Montez.
That
Ford.
Was insane.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, he's hanging up there like Spider-Man.
The Knoxville shit was about as dumb as Arquette in WCW. You didn't watch the match.
No,
that was actually very, very funny.
It was a very funny match. It was never meant to be taken seriously. They tried. The difference is they tried to do the WCW one as it was serious, and it just didn't work.
Good old DM says, "I'm not sure the initial plan was to end this feud in Montreal," which actually was a reply to TP Poker saying, if they planned this shit 9 months ago in Montreal, that is masterful. I don't believe the initial plan was. I think when Triple H took it over and then lined things up, then I think it became.
Yeah.
This story ends in Montreal.
Yeah, we were talking about when Vince was still running. Had Vince still been running it, this story would have been over already. if you notice, like even like the good story. I mean, that's one biggest thing we always were talking about when Vince was running shit is, all right, we got a good feud here going, and then like 3 or 4 weeks later, it's over.
Yep.
And it's like, what the hell? What we literally would always say on the old show that shall not be named, whatever happened.
The
to
Escape
the
will name
that
it. I don't care. I did the majority of the work for that show.
Okay, whatever happened to the storylines that went for months and months of buildup? Well, there you go. We finally got one because Triple H actually thinks the same way. You know, that's what draws people in. They want to see what's going to happen. But if they already know, they're not going to tune in. I mean, shit. I mean, like I said, these past 2 pay-per-views have been fucking amazing. So I cannot complain. I think he's doing a great job. I hope they don't change anything. You know, but you know, this is WWE after all. Don't hold your breath.
All right, let's look down the Twitter checklist real quick here. So topics include, we got to talk about all the game releases this week. Quick Elimination Chamber thoughts. Should we buy the DualSense Edge? We covered that. So there's like fucking a huge amount of game releases that came out this week.
Yes, there was.
Like the PSVR 2 came out this week. That alone, I think, came with about 14 VR titles that dropped this week alone.
What titles do you know? Some of them that dropped?
I don't know. I don't know the names of the original ones that dropped with the PSVR 2. I do know a bunch of them that got upgrades. Del Griffith said this in the chat, but the Vacation Simulator got an upgrade, which I know that. Or Job Simulator and Vacation Simulator both got upgrades. Nice. I saw them in my library earlier, and they both clarified that. Resident Evil Village has a PSVR update.
Nice.
I am looking forward to playing that game in VR.
Man, that game in VR and that dollhouse, it scares the dog shit out of me.
Dude, I hope Del Griffith has a save there. If not, I'm going to like put my profile on his PS5 and download mine from the cloud, because I have one that's right in that dollhouse, and I want to fucking dollhouse. See, now fucking I'm making fun of Shale, and now I said it. Dollhouse.
Dollhouse. Time to make the doll nuts.
Doll.
Call. Better call Saul.
I have a save that's in that dollhouse, actually, so.
Oh man, yeah, that dollhouse.
I want to try that. I want to try that in VR.
Scared the hell out of me. That shit was fucking eerie as hell.
Leisure Suit Larry 2 or Leisure Suit Larry for VR 2 is $99.90. Does it come with a blow up hooker or something?
Comes with a glory hole.
Comes with a unicorn. You'd have to watch that stream to know what that means. Oh my god. $69.69.
That would be perfect.
Let's see. So that dropped this week. There's a new Kirby game that dropped today. That's gonna sell a bunch. There's a Octopath 2. It's a Square Enix RPG launched today on Switch. Switch got 2 big games this week. Metroid Prime Physical came out this week. I have my copy. I just am scared to open it.
Nice.
I think that's it, but that's a lot of damn games for 1 week.
Yeah.
It's a lot of big name games.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to admit, the one thing I'd like to say is the one game I'd been waiting on. It's been around now, I think, for 2 weeks, 3 maybe. Forspoken finally came out.
Forspoken's been out for about a month, yeah. About a month.
3 weeks, a month, yeah. And I was watching some gameplay in that. That looks really good. I love the voice acting in that. The voice acting is cool.
That's going to be a game that I'm going to have to play to get my final... Because, like, I don't... First of all, these game sites that... I don't trust any of these review sites anymore.
No, I didn't watch any of those. I watched this dude that literally plays the game. He 100%'s the game. And then gives his honest review of it. He's not affiliated with anybody. I can't remember his name. I'll have to give it to you when
How the hell do you go from a site that gives it a 9.5 to then GameSpot, which gives it a 7, to IGN that gives it a 6. Like, how do you?
Well, that's
How
and
do-
he said, you know what?
Multiple reviewers get different takes that drastically.
That's why I watched this guy, because he was actually saying the same thing. If you're tuning in, he's literally said, if you're tuning in this channel, it's because you're confused on what the scores are doing. He goes, so am I, because it doesn't make any sense. He goes, I played this game 100% all the way through. He gives you his pros, he gives you his cons, you know, I mean, and he's straight out honest with it. And he gave it his personal opinion. He gave it an 8. He said there are some things that they could work on. He goes, but for the majority part of it, it's fun. It is fun. But I think he said the one thing that GameSpot and IGN want to do is they tried to like get kind of political about it because it's a black woman fighting and this, you know, and it's just like, but that has nothing to do with it. They're like trying to prioritize it over.
No,
that.
that's
And he
that's
goes,
like
that doesn't make any
that's
sense.
trying to start a fire where no
Right.
fire needs to
And
be
it-
started. I never once
exactly.
I never once even thought about the protagonist being that being female or black. I don't care.
No.
I want to play a damn good game is what I want to play.
That's exactly what he said, but for some reason they think they're being cutting edge by being woke, and it's just like, he's like,
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
make, that's
that's
not
woke at all.
No, I think that's stupid.
I'm playing.
So I mean, that's
according to Poker. I'm playing a game right now that has a dollar store Becky Lynch. I've never once thought that. Oh, the
But-
reason why this is a heroine is because she's
what, Forbidden West.
Yeah, like the whole Alloy thing. I'm like,
Aloy's hot, man. Aloy's hot.
Poker
man.
called her
She's
a
fucking
dollar store Becky Lynch.
fine, you know, man. Aloy's hot, and she's got more sass than Becky Lynch. But
I don't know.
no,
I,
I
don't,
mean, so yeah. So
doesn't
when
bother me.
Forspoken came out, that's why I personally was looking. Like, I stayed away from IGN. I've literally ever since then I've stayed away, and I've watched this guy. I'll give you his YouTube channel, so you can decide if he's believable or not. But I watched it and I thought it was good. And then the other one I watched, because I wasn't going to watch IGN again, was that Hogwarts Legacy that came out. And once again, he said this is a very good game, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. It is done well. It is done very well. And I'm interested in probably playing that one too. So those are two that I'm looking at personally. Not going to get them right now, though.
I stopped looking at IGN after I read the. Well, I've been bitching about them for years, but I honestly really stopped looking at them when I read the review for Callisto Protocol.
Oh, yeah?
And one of the gripes was that, you know, the whole game, instead of allowing you to explore, you just go down corridor after corridor after corridor. And I'm like,
It's called a linear game.
oh, so
yeah.
it's Resident Evil-like. But no one had a problem with Resident Evil doing that. If you play Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, you go down corridor after corridor. It's not open world. You eventually leave the area. You go to a new area, and we're not... like, how is that a complaint?
I mean, to me personally...
Not every game has to be open world or fully explorable.
I'm not a very huge fan of open world, just because my OCD kicks in and I got to find everything, you know, and it's just like, no, give me a linear game that, you know, is in this one section. I just need to find shit in this one section, then I can move to the next. Certain open world games I'm okay with, like Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, wait till you see
Ghost
how
of
big
Tsushima.
Forbidden West open world is. That's
Oh, well, yeah, but Ghost of
It's
Tsushima
nuts.
wasn't bad, and that was big open world. I mean, that wasn't bad. But then there are some that just go too far, and I don't know. There's a lot of people out there that like the linear style, because then you don't think you're getting cheated. Because if there's one thing that happens in a lot of the open world games, in order for you to discover the map, there's a lot of fluff quest in it. I mean, there's a lot of something just to get you to go to that section that has nothing to do with the main story at all. And I think personally that makes it not so much fun. It's neat to see side quests, yeah, but most of them are just fetch quests or take this over to here, or can you carry this and bring it with me, those type of quests. There's nothing really big about them. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, to each their own. I'm more of a linear fan. But open world's not bad, but it's not the end all beat all. Because yeah, you're right. It seems like there's a lot of people out there. If it's not open world, it just sucks. Look, I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all.
Apparently, Harmack, you're rambling now, so I'm going to have to cut you off.
That's why I stopped talking.
All right. DM is asking about any clips. I have that one from last night. We can play that one. I didn't really... I was going to ask how you guys feel about the clips, because sometimes when I start...
taking any on mine.
Well, first of all, there weren't a lot of clips in the past, for quite a while now, because I don't know why. Harmack didn't have too many mana clips. And then on top of that,
clips, really.
on top of that, like, I haven't really gotten any either, because my, I guess I haven't sucked, I can look to see if I have any new ones that would have been worth it. I do have the one from DM from last night. I can't play it. Clips of my channel. There's a couple of, we could play a couple of these.
Okay.
Del Griffith beating MGK. That was a good one. Harmack launching Chicken Little through a table. And the shady pin from good old DM. Yeah, we got a few.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right. Let me get this queued up. Hang on. This is the. Hang on. Let me make sure I full screen this here. All right. Sorry, I haven't done this in a while. It's been a minute. It's been a big minute here.
Wait a couple times.
I'm Larry. Larry Laffer.
All right, let's go to. Let's see. Will this work? There we go. All right, I'm gonna full screen it. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. If you can't, let me know. This is from last night. Jumping off ladders is hard. Oh, is that what it is? Yep, we had this. You know what? We had this issue last week. That's why I can't do clips.
I'm Larry. Larry Laffer.
I don't know why. Hang on. Let me try to figure something out here. Yep. Stupid chat window keeps getting in my way though. Let's see. I'm going to try to figure this out. Why can I not... Oh, let's see. Add a source. Add audio output capture. Add exist. Let's try this. Maybe this will work. Harmack, say something.
Yo.
Okay. If you heard Harmack there, let's try the clip again. I think I fixed it.
Okay.
That's what we get for doing it live. Sorry about that, guys. Right, here's the clip.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Yell if you're not hearing it.
Yeah, you're right.
That
It
would
would,
be
wouldn't it? That would be awesome, wouldn't it? If I could remember how to do it. Oh my god. Getting her to jump off this ladder is such a pain in the ass.
I like I just completely said F the ladder.
Yeah. It just, oh my god, the ladder's so wonky.
Back.
I don't know why.
Did you guys hear that time?
Yeah.
Harmack, I'm sorry, you faded out for a second. Okay, you heard that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that audio went just fine? Okay. Well, nobody actually said anything in the chat, so I couldn't hear or not.
Oh.
I enjoy the clips. The games you played aren't causing a lot of deaths, therefore not a lot of clips of outrageous moments. I don't know, I'm using a new clipping service now.
Really?
This company contacted me, and they're like, we're beta testing a new service that will automatically scan your streams as you're live, and it will automatically somehow know when something is a clippable moment and clip it. I don't know how it works, if it's based on if it's based on some sort of algorithm where like it knows the character died or what, but like I went and like I signed up for it, talked to the guy, and he got me going, set up my account and everything. And then I looked at it, and like every night it says, "Oh, you have new clips." So I go in and look, and I'm like, the one got a death clip from Horizon that no one seemed to catch, and I was like,
wow.
"Oh shit! It actually does do good clips."
Well, that's kind of neat.
It got a bunch of SSWF clips that were funny. Like I was shocked, like how well. I don't know if it like just gets like the sound of your voice or your facial reaction when something happens, or I don't know how it's figuring it out, but it worked. So I told the guy, I'm like, yeah, I'll use it because I'm gonna start posting more stuff to like TikTok and all that. But the problem is, if I'm not getting clips coming in, what am I gonna post? I don't have to go through old shit,
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
So I love how he rage quits the ladder and then cheats up the other side.
I couldn't get her to jump off the damn thing. She kept jumping straight up in the air. I'm like, oh my god, I just want you to jump left. Why are you being so impossible? It's weird. I don't know.
Right, we're going to go to the next one here.
The music in that game's fucking amazing.
So, if you've been watching SSWF for a while, you will know that ever since MGK has debuted, there was an incident where he came out with Dana Brooke and he punched her. I don't know what the game was thinking when that one went off, but because you can't hit women in the game, so I don't know where that came from. But anyway, the storyline was set up where MGK had to wrestle, and basically he's been wrestling everybody on the roster. And he's been beating everybody on the roster. He's beat me. He's beat Harmack. He's beat TP Poker. But then he had a match with Mr. Del Griffith. And wouldn't you know it?
I knew you.
Wouldn't you know it? This happened. Del Griffith going with some... Thought he was going to chain some German suplexes. Oh shit, Del Griffith pinned him! Del Griffith pinned MGK! Del got him. Happened?
That's amazing.
Here is your winner, Showboat Leroy Jenkins.
It happened! Wait a minute. Del got him. Del got him. Post LOV Eric bowel movements? Why? Why would anybody want to see that?
Oh, God.
All right, you ready for Harmack? Harmack's going to set him up. Are you ready for a Harmack show? Sorry, some of these clips just autoplay. Here's Harmack sending Chicken Little through a table.
Oh, man.
During their tables match. There we go. This is a good one. I like this one. Harmack's going to set him up. Is he going to go through? Oh, no. Table didn't break. That's two. Another vicious hit on the table. Harmack is going to plow Chicken Little through it again here, looks like. Oh, look at that table fly. Damn. Table didn't break. Harmack's busted open, by the way. Another vicious hit on the table.
Like
Harmack is...
He's bleeding like a
plow Chicken Little through it again here.
Look
at the table just decimated. The legs of the table go flying. Plow Chicken Little through it again here. Looks like. Oh, and you see that? Wins. Look at this. Yeah. Watch the legs of the table. Like, oh, and Harmack wins.
He goes like flying off to the left.
It's like 2K gravity levels there.
Yeah, right.
It's like 2K gravity right there. This
Oh man.
All right, we have one more here.
All right.
This is a questionable one here. I'd be interested in your opinion. And Harmack, this actually happened to you, so I'm definitely interested in your opinion here.
All right.
So there was an Elimination Chamber in the Igloo match last Monday,
All right.
in which it was Harmack, it was good old DM, Shale, Chronicle, Skates defending his championship. Skates ended up getting pinned very early on in the match. And then there was good old DM. If I didn't name him already, I may have named him twice. I don't remember.
I think you did.
I don't remember. Anyway, there was 5 people in the match. So the last 3 were Shale, good old DM, and Harmack.
Oh shit.
Now remember, Shale and good old DM have an alliance that they formed.
Oh, figures.
So what happens to that alliance when you're in a cage facing off each other for the championship? Let's find out.
Well, alliances usually crumble.
Oh, good old DM showed his true colors.
Oh boy.
Watch the gravity on the, or watch the I don't know. He can somehow teleport. Let me know what you think. I have not had one offensive move. Harmack goes for the pin here. Pin Zed. DM is not doing anything about it. Remember, they have an alliance here. Harmack top rope. Flattens Zed. DM is trying to steal the pin. Now look at this. Look at this craftiness of DM here. He like floats. DM is trying to steal the across pin. The ring.
What the hell?
He like wormed his way across the ring here. DM is trying to steal the pin.
Well, he like slid on his knees.
Wait, what happened here?
He slid on his knees. What the hell is that?
DM just screwed Zed. So the alliance is now broken between Zed. I don't know. Actually, what's going to happen with that alliance? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that alliance.
I think good old DM cheated. You can't slide on your knees like that in a ring.
Harmack, I'm glad you said that, because this Monday night on SSWF, you were going to be taking on good old DM.
Goddamn right, I was
in
robbed,
an Extreme Rules non-title match.
Oh yeah, you're going down, son. You're going down. Nobody slides on their knees in the ring when I'm in that ring. No. You got lucky. You got lucky last time that apparently the laws of physics stopped working for you momentarily. That's the only reason you won. But now you're going up against the Colossus, DJ Harmack. I am going to end you. That'll be the last thing you'll ever remember doing, is seeing me walk out of that arena carrying the SSWF belt. See you Monday, bitch.
Well, remember, it's a non-title match on Monday, but if you can beat him that's going to up your chances at our next.
All right. Well, if I beat you, just pretend I'm walking.
If you can beat him, that will increase your chances at the next PTE. That stands for Premium Twitch event.
Nice.
To go one-on-one with good old DM. Now, keep in mind, there's a Shale looming.
Oh yeah.
Shale did what Shale does. He immediately got on the old keyboard, and he complained to management about the tomfoolery. And he has been given a match against Scales 175 for the Twitch Championship this Monday night as well. So if I can hype this in any way. Also, I think Yorkshire Pure Evil is going to be in action this week too. I forgot who he's facing.
Oh, damn. It's a loaded roster.
It's going to be a loaded show. Loaded show. You don't want to miss it. We do wrestling on Mondays.
Coming from
We do wrestling on Mondays, so you got to be there.
Yeah, be there, man. Monday.
Yep, that's right.
At the SlashStreams Arena.
Yep, no, it's the SSW. Well, I forgot what we called it, but we have to figure out what our next event's going to be for March. Well, because it's going to come around soon. The problem is that WrestleMania is until April. So we're going to have our own, like, independent March event. So we're going to have to come up with something.
How about Slashmageddon?
Slashmageddon.
I don't know.
We should have a St. Patty's Day pay-per-view. Like, where
Okay.
some sort of St. Patty's Day event. What day is St. Patrick's Day on, actually?
I think it's a Friday.
Oh, man, I'm not going
I
out
could be
this year.
wrong.
It is
though.
on a
I'm
Friday.
not 100% sure.
Oh, man, and I'm not going out this year. Damn it. Yeah, we'll probably do something around the 13th of that week. It'll be our next premium Twitch event. So.
Trying to think of a good name for the show, though.
Sponsored by Tito's.
Yeah. How about
I don't know. We got a bunch. We got a bunch of them in the Discord. All we have to do is go to the Discord and see like what's in there.
Okay, I was gonna call it like the McTriple or something. Or
The McTriple.
the McTriple.
It's not a burger, Harmack. It's a premium Twitch event.
Oh, okay.
All right, we need to go because my computer is starting to whine here.
I want to go home.
Computer's like,
A little tired. Can you like turn me off for a little bit?
guys, if you like what you saw, hit the follow button.
Where's the follow button?
It's up your ass and to the left. We will be back on Monday of next week.
Yep.
Slash slips wheelie lane. What the hell does that mean? We'll be back on Monday with more streams. SSWF will be Monday, followed by Harmack playing Valkyrie Protocol. Valkyrie.
Profile. Valkyrie.
Valkyrie profile, yes.
Kyrie. Oh, no.
That's when we'll be back. Next is going to be on Monday.
Yep.
I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to try to mosey myself onto PlayStation and see who's on. So if you're on, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what's going on.
If you're on, you're on. If you're
I'm
not,
going to throw out the rest of this Tito's, though. I got to the end. Don't forget to go to SlashStreams.com for all the socials. There's a link to the Discord in there. You can get in there, or you can just hit up discord.slashstreams.com. Make sure you follow us on YouTube as well, or hit the subscribe button rather on YouTube. We have a clips channel and a VOD channel. You can watch all the streams archived, or just the clips. If you want the light version, you take the clips. If you want the McDouble version, or what is the Harmack quarter pounder version, the McTriple, you take the VOD. There you go.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, I know. All right, guys, have a good rest of your night. Thanks for stopping in, talking to us dumbasses. We'll have a great weekend.
We'll talk to you later, guys. See you Monday.
Later. See you later. Bye.
Bye.